Happy Monday, guys! Today I want to talk to you and I'm going to sit down and have a little chat. So grab a cuppa, grab a cup of coffee, grab whatever you need, grab some snacks, bring it all, because I'm going to sit here in my room and just have a chit chat. So without further ado, let's get into it. So basically, something has been bugging me a lot, and I noticed it mainly now that I'm 23. So to me, 23 is not old at all. When I was younger, I'd always wished to be 18 and wished to be an adult and blah blah blah. We all go through that stage. And I think 23 for me is a weird age because it almost feels like everyone around me is getting married, having kids, settling down, all that sort of thing. They're starting their careers, they're doing all of these things that seem so adulty, and it's almost like you feel pressure because if you're not doing what everyone else is doing, you feel under pressure. You can't help but, whenever I scroll, say, Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, people all around me my age are literally popping out babies. They're on their second children or third or however many, and they're in their perfect families, or they're in perfect relationships, or they're engaged, and all of these really adult things. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not slating them. I think it's amazing that people can settle down and do all those things already. And I don't think age really should be a big part of it. It should just be when you're ready. But I want to talk to you about the people who aren't doing that. So, for instance, me, I'm not in a massive career. I blog, I do my YouTube, I look after my mum, and I look after my nieces every week. So, I'm not massively successful. I'm not in a massive career, anything like that. But sometimes I get this feeling where it's like I should be doing more by now because everyone else is. Or I should have my own family because everyone else is. And I just feel like there's so much pressure when you get to this age that even if, say for instance, you're single, all you see is people settled down with their boyfriends, or their, it's just everything about it is just so much pressure. But I feel that it shouldn't be pressure. We shouldn't look at it as pressure. It is a normal thing that happens. Most people do end up settling down, and obviously that's everyone's dream. But for me, it should be when you're ready. So when you decide you want a family, you have a family. When you decide that you're ready to commit to marriage, you do that. You do you, and you be proud of who you are. But just because you're not doing that, and just because you're not doing what everyone else is doing, doesn't mean that you're not doing the right thing. For instance, just because you're doing different stuff like YouTube, or you're doing blogging, or you're maybe working at Tesco, or you're not even working at all, it doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong thing just because of your age and because everyone else is doing the normal, because there is no such thing as normal. And I just think we need to stop almost assuming that everyone at the age of 23, 24 should have families, and it's like, oh, when are you going to have children, or when are you going to do this, and when are you going to do that, blah blah blah. Because for me, I want to talk about this because I feel like it is a big problem for me. It's in my life every single day. I almost feel like I love babies. I absolutely adore babies. I love them. I will be the person probably annoying you on Facebook, liking all of your baby photos and that sort of thing. And I am very maternal. I can't wait to have my own children. But that doesn't mean I want to do it now. Because for me, I'm not ready to commit to looking after a family. I look after my nieces 2 times a week. One of them is 1 and one is 4. And to me, that is enough to put me off at this age of having kids. Don't get me wrong, I love looking after them. It's so much fun, and I feel like I'm doing them well, and it's an amazing thing to be able to look after my nieces and have that kind of best friend thing with them. But it does put me off. It does put me off starting my own family anytime soon, because I'm just like, I could not cope with that. Like, When I have them 8:30 till 6 or 8:30 till 4:30. And at the end of each day, I am absolutely knackered, and I literally will come home, lay in my bed and just think, I don't want to talk to anyone for a few hours. I just want to be by myself. I just want peace and quiet. And sometimes I'll even have a nap because I'm just so exhausted. But that doesn't put me off having kids at all. It just makes me realise that right now is nowhere near the right time. I'm not ready. I don't want to be doing any of that stuff. I want to be living my life, doing what I want to do. My biggest dream has always been travelling the world. And I know that if I had children, I wouldn't be able to travel the world. You know, I have Cal. We're in a very good place in our relationship. We've been together about 2.5 years maybe, and it feels like I've been with him forever. We're both following our dreams, and we're both doing different stuff to what everyone else is doing. But I love that. I love the fact that we're not doing what everyone else is doing, and I love the fact that we aren't even thinking about having children, or we aren't even thinking about getting engaged or any of that stuff. All we're doing is literally just trying to push towards our dreams first, because like it says here, follow your dream. That's always been my thing. I've always wanted to do that. I blog, and it had actually taken me so long to actually build up the confidence to do that, because I was so scared about what people would think because I'm doing stuff differently to everyone else. But actually, since doing it, it's made me such a better person, and it's just nice to know that I can talk about anything and everything that I want, and I don't even feel like I'm judged. I don't feel like I can't say things, and that's why I actually want to talk to you about pressure, because I think I can't be the only person at the age of 23 who feels like, oh shit, I don't have a family, or oh shit, I'm not engaged, or oh shit, I'm not fully successful with a career. I can't be the only person that sometimes thinks, crap, am I going to be doing it too late? Is it still going to be like, wow, Amy's got her own family when I'm 26 or, 27, 28? For me, it's scary at this age. I think it's scary when you're in your 20s, and I mean, Cal is turning 24 so soon. 24 to me is like, it's not even just early 20s, it's middle 20s. It's it's a big age to me. Yeah, it's a big age, and I think most people are probably like, oh, when are you going to have your family? Actually, I think we shouldn't feel like we have to do stuff just because of our age. If I want kids at the age of 30, I'll have kids at 30, because that's what I want to do. I'm not gonna pressure myself into starting a family young because that's what a lot of other people are doing. I'm not gonna just throw myself into a career because I feel like that's what I have to do to be successful, because I think you can be successful in whatever you do. It doesn't matter. Like, I consider myself successful because I'm doing the stuff that I do. I don't consider myself not successful. I'm doing what I love. I love doing what I'm doing, and I'm in a better place than I've ever been in my entire life. When I was younger, I always said, and this actually makes me laugh, I always said that I want to be a young mum. I wanted to have kids at the age of 24. I wanted to be married by the time I was 22, and I wanted to be settled down and have that family, and that was always my dream. But that changed because I realised that actually I'm still too young for myself to have children. I'm too young to be married. I'm too young to commit to that sort of stuff, and I still have stuff that I personally want to do that I wouldn't be able to do if I'd have done that. But I think if you are ready to have a family and you are young, that's not a wrong thing to do. It's still amazing. You can still be the best mum in the world. People I know from my school and that sort of thing that have like 2 or 3 kids, and I can't help but just admire them because it's a lot of work. I don't think anyone realises how hard it is to have kids. Now, obviously I don't have kids, but looking after Georgia and Olivia, my nieces, it made me realise, like, it is not easy. There is nothing about it that is easy, and I hate the whole thing when people are like, oh, I'm just a stay-at-home mum, and it's all thought of wrongly and all this sort of thing, because I don't think it is. I think if you're staying at home and you're looking after your children every single day, over and over and over again, you get my credit, because honestly I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you keep them entertained. I only have the girls 2 times a week, and every time I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with them today? Or even when you feel tired, it's so much stress, and it's just such hard work. And I think if you are doing that and you are 23 or whatever age you are, I think you're amazing, and you need to give yourself credit whether you work or not, because if you work, obviously other people look after your children, and you obviously see them in the evenings and the mornings and that sort of thing. You probably don't see them as much, which I personally feel like if I had my own children, I'd want to see them all the time. I wouldn't want someone else looking after my children so that I can go out and work. And don't get me wrong, obviously when I do have my children I probably will be working, and I will have someone else looking after them, because that's just what I would probably want to do. Well, hopefully, let's just say, my dream will come true and I'll be able to provide for myself through my blog, through my YouTube, and just doing the stuff that I love, because to me that would be a dream come true. It would honestly be the best thing that could ever happen, and it's something that I've always wanted, to be able to provide for myself by giving people in the world the good they deserve. I want to be able to uplift people. I want to be able to inspire people. I wasn't put on this earth just to sit there and follow what everyone else does. I was put on this earth to write. I was put on this earth because for me writing it's not just therapy, but it's, whenever I write, I know that what I'm writing has a purpose. I know that I want to share that, and even if it helps myself, which a lot of the time it does, I know that actually it's going to help someone else as well. And that's why I talk about real life things. I don't talk, I talk about makeup and I talk about fashion, and I love all that stuff too, but I also do want to talk about life experience and real life problems, and real stuff that isn't shared so much. I want to be able to give young mums or old mums credit. I want to be able to give you credit if you've found your career and you're only in your 20s, because that's amazing, it's incredible. Or even if you're not working and instead you're off travelling the world, that's amazing. It's amazing. Whatever you do with your life, it has to be what you love. That's the main thing. And this pressure needs to die down a little bit, I think, and we need to stop putting pressure on each other, and we need to stop expecting that everyone's going to follow the same route. If I have children at, 28, I still want to feel like I'm a young mum, but just because everyone else's kids are probably going to be God knows how old. I think my biggest fear is when I have children, it's no longer a big deal. I don't know why, because I feel like at the moment I'm like, wow, she has children, or wow, she's pregnant, and it's almost everywhere you look, someone somewhere is pregnant at the same age as you, and you're like, shit, am I doing things wrong? And people are getting married. Now, obviously, if you feel like you can commit to someone for a life, do that, that's amazing. For me, I wouldn't want to do that, because as much as I love Cal, and as much as, I do want to marry him, and I do want to have a family with him, I know that right now I don't want to get married. I don't want to get married until it's been a certain amount of time and I know that I'm not going to have to go through any bad shit. For me, if I get married to someone, I don't want a divorce. I don't want to break up. My parents have been together since they were both 18. Although they're not married, they were engaged or whatnot, and they're still together now, and that's what I want. I think that's amazing. But what I don't want is to feel like I have to stay in a relationship and not be alone. I feel like if I am unhappy, I will leave. If I don't like something someone does, I will tell them. I'm a very open and honest person. I'm probably quite hard to deal with, sorry Cal, but it's the way I am. I'm a very outspoken person, I'm a very honest person, and even if he does something that I don't like, I will tell him so. And that's the way it will be, because I've seen people that just, you know, let themselves be walked all over, or they just, you know, don't dare say stuff to the other person and that sort of thing. And I think that's so unhealthy. I'd rather be able to have the conversations that are needed. I'd rather be able to know that I can say something to someone and they won't get offended. Instead, they'll learn from it and, you know, make a difference, because at the end of the day, it's all about making each other happy. Happiness is one of the biggest things that is forgotten, and there's so much pressure that you have to stay in a family and you have to be this family unit, even if you're unhappy. But you don't at all. If you're unhappy in your relationship and you have a family, you can separate, still be those strong parents that you are, and you can provide for your children. But instead of feeling unhappy with each other, which is going to cause stress on the family, you're separate, you're still being amazing, and you can find the right person for you to live your life through with. And that's more important than anything to me. A happy family is all I would want. I want to be able to have followed my dreams and know that I've done them well, or at least given them a try. But yeah, basically, I think we need to stop pressurising each other and just learn to live life the way we choose, the way we want, and we don't need to judge anyone for what they do in their life. That's them, that's what they want to do, and that's fine. I just feel like I wanted to share that with you guys, and I feel like if it's on my mind, I want to get it out there, and I feel this is something that more than just me go through and more than me feel, so why not share it? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe and come back next time. Obviously I'll be back next Monday, because Monday's my day. And also remember my blog. I post every Thursday. Well, I say every Thursday, some Thursdays I don't, but I post most Thursdays, normally around 5 o'clock. There was one that's gone up lately that's again quite a raw personal thing, so if you're into personal kind of life advice, stories, whatever, then head on over. I also do have a fashion part, which is called Material Loves of My Life, so it's just basically anything that I love I share on there. And yeah, let's just be honest, open up to each other and have a little chit chat now and again. I'm glad you all liked the how well do you know each other challenge. I think that was hilarious. It's so funny what you can do, but definitely more videos like that, more videos like this, and I think my channel's going in the right direction for what I want. Until next time guys, see you later.